Hey everyone, some of you may be wondering why I'm going to talk about Luke Bryan. Well, it's the subject of today and I'll explain why. So feel free to grab some coffee or tea if you're watching this in the morning, as I draw and talk about Luke Bryan. Now, this may come as a surprise to my friends who knows my music taste. This has more to do with the message behind his music that appeals to me. So just to give a quick rundown, Luke Bryan is first and foremost a pop country singer. Born and raised from Georgia, and like most other country celebrities, his childhood consisted of hunting, fishing, and helping his father with his local business. Luke, of course, started singing at an early age, and his family supported him and bought him a guitar when he was just 14 years old. A lot of you may know him for being one of the current judges on American Idol, but I want to talk about one particular music video, a song titled Most People Are Good. It was a hit that debuted in 2018. This music video featured a representation of different couples of all races and sexual orientation, while Luke Bryan is singing in the middle. His lyric, "I believe most people are good," repeated throughout the song, is a nice subtle text yet radical touch to country music today, adhering to the fundamental belief that most people are deep down good and therefore do not deserve treatment based on prejudice of race, class, or any other orientation. His next lyric in the song, and I quote, "I believe you love who you love, ain't nothing you should ever be ashamed of," is very evident of that. Additionally, I love his next lyric, "I believe most mamas deserve sainthood," as this one in particular reminds me of a message from another song, written and sung by Adam Levine from Maroon 5, called Girls Like You, which was all about the power, representation, and contribution of women in society. I know many country fans may feel a little jaded by where country music is heading, and that's a whole lot of can of worms I can go on for hours on. But after listening to Luke Bryan's hit single, I just want to say that it made me appreciate where country is going now. It finally represents the values that people like me embody. Now, Luke Bryan isn't without some fair share of criticism, and by that I mean I empathize with him. I don't give a flying fig of what other people say. This was just because he eventually cut ties with the NRA, and he once admitted that the rebel flag of the Confederacy is a symbol of racism. Plain and simple. And before anyone can criticize him any further, let me remind you of the emotional hardship that Luke Bryan had to endure. When Luke was just 19, his brother Chris died in a car accident. He was just 26. During this time, Luke was attending college and was still working with his father at the peanut plant and also honing a skill singing in bars. His other brother's wife, Kelly, died when she was 39, and yet many fans of country music don't like Luke's music with the excuse of it being pop. People don't want to admit that we often attach the artist to their craft, which makes sense because they simply can't stand the message that Luke is singing in his songs. It is the case that everything we make and produce is an extension of ourselves, and that everything we do is authentic only to the degree of where our artistic influences come from. In other words, country music fans in their 50s and 60s has never heard of Luke Bryan's style, since Bryan himself had to create his own brand of sound that's based on country. He is more of a modern country singer with his own set of values that he wants to express through his music. But whether or not Luke Bryan wishes to express his political views isn't the point. He is simply not afraid to become who he thinks he wants to be as a country singer, taking part in a music industry that is slowly becoming inclusive to all kinds of genres. Bryan has cited country music artists as his influence, of course, including George Strait, Alan Jackson, Merle Haggard, and also hip-hop and alternative bands like the Beastie Boys and Run DMC. In an interview with the Huffington Post, he said, and I quote, "I think there's been somewhat of a change with our generation. You know, nobody grew up more countryer than me, but I mean, I had Beastie Boys playing on little boom boxes and Run DMC and all forms of music. So through the years, I just think it's all constantly blending together." So, musicality aside, country music as a genre and lifestyle has always been a choice of refuge and escape for a lot of immigrant communities living in the South and Midwest. It is only now that issues surrounding policies against the protection of undocumented persons is affecting their way of life and the pursuit of the American dream. Country music is not only the identity of the white working class, but also now people of color and Asian minorities. The film Yellow Rose is the first Hollywood movie to showcase the story of a young Filipina country singer. The film has garnered plenty of attention and social commentary, as many country music-loving Asians on YouTube can now express how the depiction of Filipinos in country music resonated with many Asian minorities living in America, not just white people. Country artists like Luke Bryan and movies like Yellow Rose finally is giving a voice for marginalized groups, and that is why I like Luke Bryan, and I like his song. I felt that he is a big deal now, at least for today as I draw him.